How's it going, folks? Now, I do not own any properties, but I do made a video about last year with the government budget, Victoria budget, which is going to include for the Victoria. Victoria is more like, well, if it's a certain amount of money, if it's over 300,000 or 500,000, you have to pay over 300,000, you have to pay $975, which is the standard. On top of whoever's 300,000, you have to pay 0.1%. Now, many people say, well, that's nothing. Let's give a calculator. All right. Now, this is basically based on one property. This is not based on, you have several properties. Then we'll have to get into details. All right. Is it absentee owner? No. So let's just say, I only know my partner's one, which is very cheap. Honestly, you don't pay much. But let's just say, what's the average nowadays? I would say probably 700 or 800,000. Just say 800,000. I think nowadays it's a land. All right, let's calculate. You have to pay $3,450. If we look at 2023, guess how much you have to pay? Hang on. Sorry, I wasn't paid yet. 3,000. That's a huge jump. All right. Yeah, that's like basically an extra 1,000. All right, let's just say 2020. All right, so there you go. So you went up as well. Let's just say you're absentee. Whoa, what the fuck? You gotta be kidding me. 20,000. All right, let's see 2024. Pooh, extra 15k. Here you go. There you go. Like I said, it's not fake news. This is State Revenue Office Victoria. All right, let's pause. Let's go to the next one. Now, this is a COVID debt repayment plan. This is only for Victoria. This is what I know for 2023, and this is going to roll out for 10 years till 2033. And this is what I know for, and when I made the first video in the past. If it's over 300k, you have to pay 0.10% points. Alright, I'm not going to get into details of payroll tax. One is 0.5, another one's 1. Alright, so you take a screenshot of this, alright, and look at that, alright. Most people is on that bracket. And I played it with you guys see what it was. And I'll show you guys the land tax and trust. Alright. This is going to be mind blasting. Is it this one? No. Alright. So, land tax exemption is basically like government or disability or not for profit. I'm not going to get into details because none of us will be in this bracket. The current land tax, I don't understand why. Because they don't show you. And when I mention, I don't understand why. Alright, so this is something new. 975,000, I understand that. No, sorry, 975, right? Then this is where it becomes. If your land worth more than 300k, you have 1,350 plus 0.3%. We can do the maths on that one. No problem. So that's 0.10. That's the figure. They want to know. No, sorry. It's cool. So it's $1,800, right? $1,800. Sorry, I can't do that. $1,800 plus 1,300. You guys can do the maths. I'm too lazy. It's around like 3,000, right? 3,200 ish, if I'm correct. 3,200. All right, let's just say property is 600. 3,200. 3,000. All right, so 3,000 300. I know it's a bit less than that. It's actually around. Alright, I'll make it 200. Right, times by 10 years. You have to pay 32k. 32k. Now let me pull. Alright, let's just say 0.6. Man, I don't know what to say. The more I'm going to do this, the more I'm going to give everyone a heart attack. I think standard medium class land will probably, I'll be looking around like 800,000. So let's see what we can do. 800,000 now. 8 or 900. So there you go. We got 4,800. 4,800. So 4,800 plus that. So we got like 7,000. 7,000 a month. 7,000. No, sorry. 7,000 a year. So 7,000 a year. Then you have times by 10 years. That's $70,000. Alright. So you got a million to $1.8 million. So you got 4,600 whatever. This is getting ridiculous and ridiculous. So many of those who bought in the very prestigious suburbs, obviously the land's going to cost more than that. And if I got to put the bracket here, a land, I don't know what to say. I think generally, if I'm going to speak of the posh here, alright, we can say 1.4 million. Yeah, I think that sounds a bit right. 1.4. So somehow the thing is not showing up for 1.4 million. So if we put $140,000, it's a 1,260. It's actually 12,060. So 12,060 plus. I don't know. Is that not? I can't even think straight. 4,000. So 12k plus 4, that's around, just say 17. You're paying 17k a year. Now, this is where the Toorak range. Man, this is ridiculous. You talk about 1.8 million, then you got 3 million plus. It's getting ridiculous. It's like you're paying a mortgage, right? So you guys understand what I'm saying here. Now, there's a surcharge for land tax trust account. And it goes up even crazy, right? And I'm not going to get into details with you guys, right? And I think you guys kind of get the gist. The absentee is the worst. It's like you're paying a mortgage. You got 4%. 4.3. 4. It's like you're paying mortgage on top. You may as well not be absent at all, but if you're a multi-millionaire, you don't do that. You would do that anyway. Seriously, 6.6%. 4.9. Absentee on a trust account. It's trust. It's like even worse. So it gets really, really worse. And for me to explain to you, this whole thing to you guys is the fact that, well, those who owns one property get 0.10 points, right? Now, I spoke to my landlord who's an accountant, and he's been telling me that's right. If you own more than a second house, that's what you get for the, the 0.3 or 0.6 or 0.9, depending on the land, the suburb that you bought your land in. But it's just for me to look at the whole thing. Everyone's getting punished here. Whether it's more money or less money, that's not up to me to say. But we have not updated with this type of information or the news or the Victoria State budget about this at all. And it's very funny because I wasn't even planning to look at this. The State Revenue Office didn't even release the 2024 until, I don't know when it was, because I was just flicking around. But this is a lot of money. Right? And then you talk about 10 years. 10 years, like what? If you, like what? If the house worth what? $1 million and 16. It's just, it's just a lot of money. And those who are owning a property, or let's just don't say about owning a property. Let's just say your own investing property, right? Your council rate insurance, mortgage, principal and interest, maintenance, we got council rate as well, and plus capital gain tax, and plus land tax. You're not making money after that. This is actually great for the lefty because, we abolished those who are above or medium who has the many houses, and now we got to share the load of the houses, X, Y, and Z. It is ridiculous.